like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for joining us for another episode of The Coma. Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. Guess what time it is, fam? It's Saints United, the Who Dat Nation United Thursday, man. We got a great lineup. I'm kicking it off, and then the rest of the family members, Teal and the Nola Bros, my boy Hoodie, and then Brother Randolph at the Keeping It Real Who Dat podcast completes the night. We're going to be talking Saints all through the rest of the day. So y'all kick your feet back, relax like old Randolph says, and go ahead on and chill, man. Get you something to sip on, because we're going to be talking Saints for the next several hours. How about that, man? That sounds terrific. Anyway, shout out to the family members. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the share button. And by all means, feel free to share the show stream on your social media feed. Subscribe to all platforms that you hear tonight on Who Dat United Thursday. Very excited about this. Anyway, let's keep it going, man. Big news of the day for the Saints is the Saints ink a linebacker, and he used to play for the Giants. And it is not Anthony Barr. It is Jalen Smith, the former first-round draft pick. Saints ink former Cowboy and Giant linebacker Jalen Smith to a deal. He worked out with the team. The Saints inked him, and this guy has a lot of athleticism to his game. Very productive linebacker, and the Saints got the vet to mix into the room. So this is interesting. Also, it does put a fire under the you-know-what of one Zach Bowen. To be honest with you, former Dallas and New York Giant linebacker Jalen Smith has found a new home with the Big Easy. Shout out to Niles Carpenter on the scoop. After an unsuccessful contract negotiating with Barr, the Saints swiftly shift focus to Smith, successfully agreeing to terms. The Saints' interest in Smith was evident earlier this week when they brought him in for the workout. Jordan Schultz of The Score was the one that broke the news of the agreement, highlighting it through his tweet that the sources former Giants linebacker Jalen Smith is signing with the Saints after a workout today. 2019 Pro Bowl linebacker had 88 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 11 starts last year. Pretty productive, while also leading the Giants with 21 tackles for loss for 2 playoff games. So had good production last year in the linebacker role. He's a former second. Yeah, he was second. I'm sorry, I said first. Former second-round pick by the Cowboys in 2017 after having his shining moments in the NFL, earning the Pro Bowl nod in 2019. Over 5 seasons in Dallas, he amassed an impressive stat line of 498 tackles for 2 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 20 pass defense across 68 games. Despite his notable contribution, Smith's journey took a turn during the 21 season when the Cowboys waived him, leading him to briefly join the Packers before settling in with the Giants. The Saints' acquisition of Jalen Smith is a strategic move aimed at shoring up the linebacker unit behind established leaders Demario Davis and Pete Werner. Now, Smith's experience and versatility will likely provide valuable depth and a fresh injection of talent to the defensive roster. Now, as the team continues to fine-tune their lineup ahead of the upcoming season, Smith's presence could prove pivotal and enhancing the Saints' defensive abilities on the field. Shout out to Niles Carpenter with the great scoop on the Saints signing. Of course, let's go at the unofficial depth chart by the Black and Gold for our lads. As you can see, highlighted there is Mr. Jalen Smith's name behind one Zach Bond. So, like we said this all during the offseason. The Saints finally acquiesced to it. Of course, we had a couple of we had Andrew Dole gets hurt, and then all it took was Demario Davis having a calf issue, and the Saints went looking for veteran linebackers, and there he is. So pretty nice addition to add to the Saints linebacker room too. And he will further push Zach Bond, as you can see in this unofficial depth chart, that he's right behind. So good news of the day right there by the Saints getting them. Now we'll see if they add anything else moving forward. Okay, let's go to the Saints training camp day 13 notes. Shout out to the Saints News Network for what they're doing, giving us the great scoop on day 13. Chris Olave had some great moments out there. Saints defense stepped up as well. Let's get right into it. Training camp notes, observations: Traquan Smith groin, Rashid Shaheed groin, Tyrann Mathieu, Demario Davis with a calf, Andrews Pete quad, Jesse James with a groin, Lucas Krull tailbone, and Cam Jordan were among those not spotted today. Dennis Allen said Kirk Merritt left practice with hamstring tightness. It was the same thing that was bothering him the other day. Lonnie Johnson Jr. banged knees during the play and had cramping, but Allen said it was nothing significant. Good there. Starting looks and more. Offensively, the Saints rolled out a familiar offensive line of Trevor Penning, James Hurst, Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, and Storm Norton. Second rotation had Lewis Kidd, Nick Sell, Max Garcia, Kelvin Throckmorton, and Landon Young. For the defense, they rolled out a line of passing yoke: Kalen Saunders, Nathan Shepard, and Carl Granderson. Nephi Sewell and Pete Werner were at the linebacker spot for the nickel package with Bradley Roby in the slot. Now, Laddie Daddy, Adebo were on the outside with Jordan Howden, with Tyrann Mathieu in position with Marcus May. One-on-one detail. A couple of one-on-ones from the 20-yard line. Lynn Bowden versus Paulson Adebo Winston there, incomplete. Brian Edwards versus Anthony Johnson Winston there, complete. Back shoulder catch, nice adjustment. Kiki Coty, Alante Taylor Winston there, complete with the fade right. He threw a nice dime there. Good catch by Coty. Keith Kirkwood versus Hugo Amadi with Jake Hayner at the quarterback, complete, fade left. And Kirkwood's kind of picking up his stuff. James Washington versus Isaac Yiadom with Hayner there, incomplete. A.T. Perry versus Adrian Fry with Hayner there, complete with the slant. Quine Baker versus Troy Pride with Hayner there, complete. Michael Thomas versus Bradley Roby, complete, left to the inside right. John Trey Kirkland versus Paulson Adebo, complete. Shaq Davis versus Troy Pride with Carr there, incomplete. Chris Olave versus Alante Taylor, complete with the fade right route. Good coverage there, but Carr put the right throw in there, and Olave made a good catch. Brian Edwards versus Marcus May, no throw. May did a good job of jamming them up at the line. From the 15-yard line, Lynn Bowden Jr. versus Isaac Yiadom with Carr there, complete. Keith Kirkwood versus Anthony Johnson with Carr there, complete. Kiki Coty versus Paulson Adebo, complete. And as he said, shoulder right, end zone, nice coverage on the play, but Kiki Coty ended up getting it. Michael Thomas versus Lattimore, right? Carr, complete. Inside middle, Lattimore was anticipating Thomas to go to the outside, so it was a major juke that left him wide open over the middle. James Washington versus Alante Taylor Winston there, incomplete. A.T. Perry versus Marcus May with Winston there, complete comeback route. Great hands fight at the line between Perry and May. Perry ran a good route inside to make the completion. May did his best to keep from getting to the end zone. From the 10-yard line, Chris Olave versus Isaac Yiadom, complete with Carr there for the touchdown. Shaq Davis versus Adrian Fry with Carr there, incomplete. Kirkwood and Pride going at each other with Winston there, complete. Brian Edwards versus Jonathan Abrams, complete on the inside crosser. Now he goes to the ends to the 6-yard line. John Trey Kirkland versus Lonnie Johnson Jr. with Winston there, complete. Michael Thomas versus Lattimore, incomplete. Chris Olave versus Paulson Adebo with Carr in there, complete for the touchdown on the fade route. So Olave gets the best of Paulson Adebo on that one-on-one. Now going into the 7-on-7 starting defensive personnel had Bradley Roby, Zach Bond, Pete Werner, Jordan Howden, Marcus May, and DeMarco Jackson along with Paulson Adebo out there. Derek Carr was 4-6 in this particular drill. 20-yard line, from the 20-yard line, he was complete to Jamal Williams out in the flat. 16-yard line, complete A.T. Perry on the curl route, up the middle with Pete Werner there. 10-yard line, incomplete, intended for Michael Thomas. 6-yard line, completion to Elvin Kamara, middle on the angle route for a touchdown. Jonathan Abram and DeMarco Jackson were there. 2-yard line, incomplete. 20-yard line, complete. James Washington crossing route to from left to right with Hugo Amadi in coverage. So that was a completion. James Washington doing a lot of positive stuff, man. Jameis Winston in this drill was 3 of 5. 16-yard line, he starts from incomplete. 8-yard line complete, Foster Monroe. Curl left for a touchdown over Zach Bourne and Nephi Sewell. 6-yard line incomplete. 4-yard line complete. Brian Edwards left fade for a touchdown over Isaac Yidam. Great catch by Brian Edwards. 20-yard line complete. Quine Baker with the curl route. Curl right on the check down. Ryan Connolly, the linebacker, in coverage. Jake Hayner was 2 of 4 in the drill. 12-yard line complete. Ellis Merriweather out in the flat with Smoke Monday there. 7-yard line complete. Kendre Miller right sideline for a touchdown. Anthony Orji in coverage. 6-yard line incomplete. 4-yard line incomplete. Shaq Davis and Merriweather were in the area when Alontae Taylor and Hugo Amadi around there. The pass was off target. Team series. Now the series, number one, you've seen in recent days, seen Carr doing this thing in these series as well. Elvin Kamara running left to force a tackle for loss. He busted through the line with relative ease to blow up the play. The second play was a run attempt left after the halfback flip to the left with Jamal Williams, which Carl Granderson forced for a tackle for loss. Kamara got the next carry inside, getting a nice hit from Nate Shepard in the process on the short gain. Now, Kendre Miller got a toss play on the next rep to the left with Penning out in front, but Bradley Roby made a nice play in run support. Taysom Hill came in for a snap, actually ended up throwing a nice pass down the seam to Foster Monroe for an intermediate game. Zach Bourne and Lonnie Johnson were in coverage. The final play of the series saw Carr toss left to Jamal Williams with DeMarco Jackson getting in for the run stop. Jameis Winston's first rep saw him hand off the ball to Kendre Miller inside with the roach stuff in the play to force a tackle for loss. They then tried a stretch play to the outside with Kirk Merritt that went for a short gain. Adam Prentice got a rush attempt on the fullback dive that caught the defense off guard and led to a nice gain. Miller got the next run outside the right side and found some space. Ty Summers got him about a face mask, which could have given the offense some extra yards. The next play was a fumble due to the snap exchange that Jake Bogus landed on, and the final play for Winston was a fade left attempt with James Washington with Troy Pride in coverage. It was overthrown, however. So team series number 2, second team series focused on regular down and in distance situations working against defense. Each quarterback got 6 plays to attempt this drill. Jamal Williams got Carr's series started. Nice run for a good gain, which he got to the second level untouched. Carr's first pass attempt was a high one to Chris Olave working against Bradley Roby on the crossing route. He tried a one-hand catch, got a hand on it, but was unable to bring it in. Carr came back on the next play to Juwan Johnson on the drag route that he then turned upfield for some extra yardage with Jonathan Abram in coverage. Williams got another handoff to the left for a short gain with Pete Werner getting the run stop. Elvin Kamara then got a carry to the right short and another short gain. The final play was a decent hookup between Michael Thomas and Marcus May near the right sideline. Winston hit Brian Edwards on a drag route left to start his series with Isaac Yidam trailing. Kendre Miller got an inside run on the next play for a short gain as Zach Bourne and Roach got the stop. He then tried to connect with Lynn Bowden Jr. working against Hugo Amadi, and it almost ended up with a pick for Jonathan Abrams on the next rep. Lewis Kidd had a nice pass block against Isaiah Foskey. Miller got another carry outside to the left that Foskey stopped. Winston then came back to Bowden near the right sideline on a rollout for a nice deep a good shot working against Hugo Amadi. And the final play was an inside run to the left with Ellis Merriweather that saw him get to the second level. That's where the linebackers live, baby. Jake Hayner's series started with a short hook up to James Washington on the curl route with Troy Pride in coverage. He had Shaq Davis on the crosser for the next play with Pride in coverage, but the ball was thrown behind him slightly. He then tried Washington on the throw to the deep right working against Adrian Fry, but it was picked off by Smoke Monday. There goes Smoke, gets a pick. In all fairness, Fry was handsy and would have drawn a holding call. Ellis Merriweather got 2 short runs on the next play, one to the middle inside and the other to the left side. It's worth pointing out that Trevor Penning was still playing left tackle there. The final play was blown dead after Hayner rolled right, and there was good coverage in the secondary. He still tried a pass to A.T. Perry near the sideline that was covered well by Troy Pride. Team series number 3. Each quarterback got a chance to work from the 25-yard line with each play going up in yardage from the 4-yard line. Here's how it went. Derek Carr was 1 of 3. 21 from the 25-yard line, incomplete. From the 25-yard line again, he completed Juwan Johnson inside left to right for a short gain with Pete Werner in coverage. From the 16-yard line, incomplete. 10-yard line, Elvin Kamara run right for a short gain, Pete Werner there. 4-yard line, Elvin Kamara run left for the touchdown. Nice block by Trevor Penning and Hurst with a nice stuffer step for Elvin Kamara to get him in the end zone. So there you go. Jameis Winston was 1 for 3 in this drill. From the 25-yard line, Jamal Williams inside left for a short gain. 18-yard line, incomplete. 14-yard line, incomplete. 8-yard line complete. Foster Monroe, the tight end, screen right for a short game. Breezy first push was something good to see. And then from the 4-yard line, Jameis wants to keep her inside for the touchdown. Jameis. Jake Hayner, 2 of 4 in the drill. 20 from the 25, complete to Foster Monroe, left sideline for a touchdown over Ty Summers. This might have been the play of the day. It was certainly the craziest. Summer had a shot at the ball, but tried to make the pick. It was overthrown, but somehow he popped it into the air, and Monroe got his hands on it. 21 from the 20-yard line, Kendre Miller outside left for a short gain. 14-yard line, interception. Hayner was flushed from the pocket and tried to throw the Kendre Miller outside of desperation. It popped up from Miller into the hands of Jaron Cage, the big defensive lineman, for the pick. There you go. Good to see Jaron Cage making plays too. 8-yard line incomplete. 4-yard line complete. Touchdown, right end zone to Kiki Coty. Adrian Fry. Hayner came back to the in practice on a high note after scrambling right to find Coty in end zone, who was held on the play, so it'd probably been a pass interference as well. General notes for practice: Ryan Ramczyk said he'll be on the same plan as last year for his knee. Said it felt great with the management and will be the same type of routine this season. Hopefully Ryan Ramczyk can get through these injuries and get back to what we seen him prior to him being hurt. The last several years of Ramczyk has been real. I hate to say it, but he's looked real pedestrian. Ramczyk looks nothing like he did before the Saints paid him. Nothing like it. No, totally nothing like it. So I don't know exactly how deep this injury is, but he looks nothing like what he did before he got that bread. Just keeping it a buck. One admission from yesterday I need to correct. He says, I left off 3 Will Lutz field goal attempts from day 5. So the camp is totally 44 or 47. No kicks for anyone today, but he threw that in there. It was good to see Jermon Bushride at practice. Looks terrific, slimmed down, also very fit. Made it a point to shake hands with the media, chat for a minute in between drills while walking around with Jari Evans. Have 2 good ones in there. The kickoff team worked on squib kicks in addition to kickoffs with Blake Grupe, hopefully to get a better idea on how the kickers will be utilized in preseason with Dennis Allen on Friday. He said he talked about Chris Olave a little early, but him making some insane one-handed catches and drills by his stock like yesterday. Friday's practice will be in the Superdome, which will give players a chance to get acclimated with new turf layout and many other things. So we'll be looking forward to seeing that. Saints go to the Dome to practice, man, as you know, getting ready for some preseason action rolling up in here. So shout out to John Hendricks and the Saints News Network for giving us the scoop and sharing with us some great insight on day 13 at training camp for our Black and Gold Saints. And also, before we get ready to buck out of here, man, Saints Inc. former Cowboys Giants linebacker Jalen Smith once again. And he's a guy that came in here and he should be really definitely help out what we got going on in the linebacker room. A young veteran with a lot of athletic ability. Remember the Cowboys drafted him. He had that microfracture surgery or something like that, I remember. And he was out for a while. And then when he got healthy, he was able to kind of get in there and get into the flow and show his athleticism and versatility with the Cowboys. Ultimately, he left from there to the Packers and then to the Giants and had a very productive season last year. The Saints seen enough to say, you know what? We talked to Barr. Barr said you want to see what his options look like. And really, let me ask the great Saint think tank this. What do you guys think is a better free agent acquisition? Is it the 9-year pro Anthony Barr, or the signing of Jalen Smith, the young vet linebacker? Which is better to you guys? Well, how do you feel about it? Y'all let me know in the chat about it, because I tell you one thing, man, it's good to get a vet linebacker there that can help us out, to be real with you, baby. All right, so anyway, shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for being in the stream, man, as we just doing our thing. Big ups to the Black and Gold family members. And all I can tell you, man, right about now is that it's getting close, man. Get these damn preseason games out of the way so we can handle our business, baby, straight up. So much love. So with that being said, fam, let me get ready to hit this full depth chart right here and just go over it, man. And let me see if I can pull up. This is the unofficial depth chart the Saints released on their website. And they usually do this every now and again. Before the preseason games, they'll give you their take on what they see it. But it's actually unofficial. They say it's unofficial, but this is how it's placed in, as you see. Obviously, Michael Thomas and Chris Olave, the wide receivers. Second team, Rashid Shaheed. They got Traquan Smith there behind Chris Olave. This is the Saints now. And let's start with Michael Thomas' position. Behind Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed, then it's Keith Kirkwood. Then the fourth team, according to the Saints, are Brian Edwards, A.T. Perry, and Shaq Davis. Wide receivers opposite, Olave, Traquan Smith, James Washington is listed as the third guy behind Traquan Smith. And then the fourth team, Quan Baker, Lynn Bowden Jr., Kiki Coty, and John Trey Kirkland. And so that's how the Saints now, unofficial, but still in all this is with the Saints, how they see it. From the line, looking at the offensive line, Penning, Pete with Hurst there, and they got both of them there. McCoy is there with Ruiz and Ramczyk. So they got Andrews above James Hurst. If Andrews, like I said, if Andrews is good to go, he'll start at left guard. If he's not, Hurst will get that. But if Andrews healthy, he will start for you. Landon Young is behind Trevor Penning. You can see Nick Saldiveri is behind Andrews Pete because that's his position once Pete gets out of here. Max Garcia is seen as the veteran center to Eric McCoy. Kelvin Throckmorton behind Cesar Ruiz, and Storm Norton, who's been having a lot of reps, is backing up Ryan Ramczyk. Third team, Lewis Kidd there at the left tackle position, Tommy Kramer left guard, Philstrom at center, Mark Evans the seconds at the right guard position, and Chuck Filiaga, who they claimed off of waivers, I believe, is listed as the fourth string guard. Going to the tight end, Jawan Johnson and Taysom Hill together in the first team. Second team, Foster Moreau, Jimmy Graham is third team. That's crazy, but it is what it is. And then, of course, the fourth team guys, Jesse James, Lucas Krull, J.P. Holtz is listed there. Going down to, and there's no secret about the quarterback position, running back Kamara Williams, Miller, and then Kirk Merritt along with Ellis Merriweather. We talked about it, and Kirk Merritt is having issues too, so don't be surprised if the Saints do bring a running back in here because Kirk Merritt had a little issue in camp today, as we just said. Ellis Merriweather been getting a lot of reps in practice. We'll wonder see how the Saints see him in preseason. Fullbacks Prentice and Jake Bogus. Of course, you look at the defense. Carl Granderson's listed with the first team with Colin Sanders, Nate Shepard, and Cam Jordan. Second team is Peyton Turner. Malcolm Roach is there behind Kalen and Brian Breesy. You see Tanu Passanio listed at the left guard position. Isaiah Foskey is third team behind Peyton Turner. So Passanio is behind Cam there, and he's been playing really well. So, that could change, but Passanio been looking really good. Prince Emili's there with Jack Heflin, and then Jaron Cage is back behind him. And you look at the end position, Nico Lalo's behind Passanio with Kyle Phillips. Linebackers, the wheel linebacker, Pete Werner, Nephi Sewell, and Anthony Orji. Middle linebacker, Demario Davis, DeMarco Jackson, Ty Summers, and Nick Anderson. And the Sam has Zach Bowen and Ryan Connolly. Of course, they just signed Jalen Smith today, so more than likely he'll sit behind Zach Bowen at the Sam. And then the cornerback position, right cornerback, Lattimore, Bradley Roby behind him. Adrian Fry is the third teamer. Left corner is the Paulson Adebo. Alante Taylor is there with both of those guys there. And I guess you can account for, I guess you say that's a slot position they put in there. Isaac Yiadom is at second team with Troy Pryor Jr. and Anthony Johnson in the safeties with Marcus May, Tyrann Mathieu. Behind May is Jonathan Abrams. Matthew is Lonnie Johnson Jr. Then you got JT Gray, Smoke Mundy, Jordan Howden, and Hugo Amadi. Saints very deep at the safety level, man, and very deep at the tight end level. Very interesting. And this is, like I said, this is the unofficial depth chart as released by the Black and Gold. You can see the punt return and kick returners of Rashid Shaheed is listed there. So very interesting right now for our Black and Gold as we go. So with that being said, I'm gonna get ready to out on that, man. Quick recap. We covered that. Saints inking former Cowboy Giant linebacker Jalen Smith, second round draft pick, and the Camp Day 13 news and notes. We also went over the Saints unofficial, I guess you could call it, depth chart that they released prior to some of this preseason work they got going on. So we just doing it. All right, Reggie says Hunt didn't sign. Saints can still get him. What do you think, Hugh? To get Hunt? Yeah, they didn't sign him. And you're right. He's still in play for the Saints, I was kind of advocating, though, for, I guess, Leonard Fournette. To me, that excites the region. I think that'll be terrific because they went up there and I guess they didn't like what kind of money he was talking. They signed a cheaper back to be there. So, yeah, he's still in play for the Saints if they want him. I mean, yeah, but there are other options, too, that I like. Hunter is not a bad running back. Remember, you only need this guy for 3 games while Alvin Kamara is suspended. He comes back in week 4, and then what you're going to do when I put them in the street. Now that's also determined based on your status from a health perspective from the running back position at that time. So it's you never can have too many good players on your roster because injuries happen fast. They really happen fast. So if they can get them here at the right price, and of course I know he's not going to get nothing close to what he played when he was with Cleveland. They're probably offering him the league minimum, like a mil or something like that, because I know they ain't gonna pay him no $3 million. That's what they're giving Jamal Williams. So it's gonna be something just, something respectable and commonsensical just for 3 games, so we'll see what the Saints do. So he's still in play, man, but a lot of family member look at that. So we'll see exactly what's going on, man. Shout out to everybody, man. We appreciate all y'all for being in this thing as usual, man. We good, man. We're going to be all right moving forward. So shout out. What's up, Ice, man? Good to see you, brother. Big ups to all the rest of the fam. Dana, I see you, Queen. Much love. All right. Trey say you like Anthony Orgy. Okay, cool. Got a point of one. Shout out to you and the rest of the fam. St. Doug, I see you, brother. Elite. OG Jerry, DeWright, all of the fam. Appreciate y'all, man. JT, much love. King Morrison, Nola 2 Trill. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that, my brother. Doing that NFL thing. They'll hammer the hell out of you, man. So, but it's easy enough to find those type of streams on Reddit, man. Jesse says, young, smart middle linebacker. He is better linebacker around than Quan and sideline to sideline. Hey, that's very interesting. What's up, St. John Butler? Shout out to you, brother. Rugaru, I see you, fam. Much love. Appreciate you. Yeah, Jesse saying, keep hope alive there, by the way, Jesse. He's saying he better than is Jalen Smith to you, better than Quan Alexander. I mean, the guy had some injuries early on, but he's kind of shaking through that, man. And we'll see what he can do. He had a very productive season for the Giants last year, man. So that we'll keep an eye out on that, man. But I still see it as a bonus the Saints are able to address and get what they need in that room. So, man, listen, we doing the thing, man. We doing it. So anyway, fam, I start off and shout out to the rest of the fam here on Who Dat Nation United. Thursday, y'all know the scoop. Y'all know the deal. We got the Nola Bros coming up at 6:30, followed by my dog, Hoodie Jude. And then, of course, my boy, Randolph, Dolph 17 from the Keeping It Real Who Dat podcast. These brothers will be talking Saints for the next several hours, man. So y'all sit back, relax, and just enjoy yourselves, baby. All right, so with that being said, let me get on up out of here, man. Much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all. Y'all remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the share button. Share us on the groups, and make sure you give a subscribe to all of the family members, man, that'll be on the Who Dat Nation United Thursday. All right, I'm going to holler at y'all on the next show. Much love, and Who Dat, I'm out.
Yeah. Like Benson, I'm a Who Dat. I'm a Who Dat. Long as I'm living, I'm a Who Dat. Lose or winning, I'm a Who Dat. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a Who Dat. I'm a Who Dat. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Bucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Fucking like this and I'm a Who Dat. Every day I'm living, I'm a Who Dat. Lose or winning, I'm a Who Dat. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a Who Dat. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.